What's going on, guys? Welcome in. We got 10-minute reset coming up. Just giving everyone an opportunity to come in and get settled. Awesome. Trying to get the music going here. Trying to find the right. I have to just go with this because I don't know. Just finding the right song sometimes is a little challenging. All right, cool. So welcome to 10-Minute Reset. I am Tyler LaFlock, and 10-Minute Reset, the purpose of this is to have you break up your day in a more productive or centered, grounded way, rather than scrolling on our phones, going on YouTube, etc. Right? We are taking time to settle our nervous system down so that in the second half of our day, we're just feeling way more centered, grounded, and aligned and on purpose. So for 10-minute reset today, we're going to be doing some movement. We're going to be doing a little bit of core work. So what I would like you to actually do is you're going to lay on your back. So take a moment, get position, and you're just going to lay on your back. And I want you to start by just smushing your low back into the floor. So if you notice, naturally, if you lay here, there'll be some space between your low back and the floor. And you want to think about pulling your drawstring up towards your chin, and then that'll close the gap between your low back and the floor. And you should no longer be able to get your fingers under your back, and that's what we're going for. From here, we're going to breathe in through our nose. I want you to go ahead and place your hand right below the navel. I want you to breathe in down here through your nose. Feel your press into your hand, and then you're going to exhale through the mouth. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale out. Awesome. So before we get into this routine today, if anything is giving you pain or discomfort, back it off. Make sure to modify it as you need. This should at times feel maybe a little bit challenging, but it shouldn't feel overexertive. And yeah, if you're dealing with any injuries, just make sure to just modify as needed. I'll do my best to give you some different options as we're going, so you can feel like you can still get the benefit of these exercises. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do some glute bridges. So starting where we were before, just make sure that tailbone's tucked, and then from there, you're going to push through your heels, lift your butt up, hold it for a second at the top, and then make your way back down. We're just going to do that 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now we're going to hold at the top. Then you're going to lift one leg up, bring it back down, opposite leg up, and back down. When you lift this leg, you should feel the butt and hamstring really turn on. So you're keeping your hips lifted as you're lifting that foot up. Be mindful we're not arching the low back and pushing too much. We want to keep the hips neutral. But on the flip side of that, we don't want to sag too much because we're not going to get as much benefit out of it. So we want to make sure our hips are lifted, glutes are engaged. With hands, you can kind of make fists and press your elbows to the floor. And then last piece is your eyes. So you want to kind of be looking straight up. We don't want to be looking behind us and craning the neck. We want to keep the head in a nice neutral position as you're doing that. And we'll do one more per side. And great. So now we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. And what we're going to be doing here are some bird dogs. So bird dogs, we're going to be extending the left leg with the right arm, and we're going to be making sure we're keeping a neutral spine. So we don't want to arch the back and lift too much. as we're doing that. And then we're going to bring it right back in, and then we're going to bring it back out. So it's inhale and exhale. And as you're doing that, you're just being mindful that this position here isn't changing. Want to keep everything as consistent and stable as you're bringing that arm and opposite leg in and out. And same cues we were kind of talking about as we were on the floor there, is we want to keep a neutral kind of gaze. So we don't want to be looking up, craning the neck as you're going in and out. And let's just do one more on this side. And we're going to hold. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Inhale to exhale. So we want to be inhaling in and exhaling out. I'm keeping pressure with that hand through the floor. So that's going to help me create some stability as I'm doing that. As I extend my leg back, I'm thinking about my glutes. So I just did those glute bridges and then that lifted march with my hips up. So I should feel a nice kind of connection to my glute and hamstring already. And as you're finishing that extension, you want to feel the bottom of your glute kind of turn on a little bit as you finish that last little bit. Let's get 2 more here. And then last one, and we're just going to hold it for a tick there. Awesome. So now we're going to set up on our side in a clamshell position. And what we're going to do here is we're going to lift the butt up, and then we're going to split the feet, and then we're going to make our way all the way back down. Now, if this is too challenging, you can keep the feet connected, or you can just work here and not lift the butt up. But what we're going to try to do is lift up, split the feet, hold it there for a second, and then back down. What I like to do as I'm doing these is imagine kind of squeezing my butt forward and then sitting the hips back as I'm coming from the ground up into this position. I'm getting the obliques firing right here. I might even get the shoulders working a little bit here by pressing my elbow through the floor. The top hip, actually the bottom glute here will really turn on. And then we'll get a little bit of the top glute up top as well. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale. We're gonna do 1 more. We're gonna really turn those obliques on. So we're gonna come up and we're just gonna hold, and we're really focusing down here, keeping us stable, feeling those obliques turn on, pressing through here to get a little bit more engagement. 3, 2, 1, coming back down, switching sides. So as we're switching, keeping those points of contact, elbow underneath the shoulder, knee stacked, heel stacked, inhale, exhale, split the feet, and then we're gonna make our way back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And as we're doing this, we are being mindful that we're not overdoing it with that hips through. Using the breath to help support us. And we'll do 2 more. And we'll do 1 more. Hold it there. And great. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be on our knees. We're going to lift our feet up. We're going to inhale. We're going to press through here. We're going to pull this opposite hand up. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to switch. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can go top of a push-up. Lift up. But the goal as you're doing that is to not be shifting too much side to side. We want to kind of stay in place as you're doing that. Keeping the weight forward. If you're sitting back like this, you're not going to get as much out of it. So you really want to make sure that the weight is staying forward almost past the wrist. And if you're feeling any tension in your wrists, you can try coming onto your knuckles and see if that feels any better. Sometimes I've noticed people with wrist issues, tight forearms, they'll find a little bit easier time using the knuckles there. But let's just do this for 5 more on each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. And then last one we're going to finish out with is we're going to lay on our back. We're going to smush that low back, tuck the chin, reach the arms forward. We're going to go right here. This might be challenging enough. If you can, try to bring one leg out. If you can, try to put the opposite leg out. And then if you can, try bringing the arms outside the ears. This is a hollow body hold. Low back should stay smushed, right? As we're doing that, chin tucked. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bringing the knees back in. 3 more deep inhale to exhales. 2 more. 1 more. And then bringing our way to our side and making our way back up. And that is going to wrap up today's 10-minute reset. And take note, how are you feeling now to when you first started? Really, that's what we're going for with these practices, is how we're feeling energetically before we start to after. Do you feel more rejuvenated? Do you feel more centered? Do you feel more grounded to then take on the second half of your day? I really appreciate you joining me here for these 10 minutes and how valuable they can be. And I really want to just acknowledge that 10 minutes is sometimes all it takes to really make a huge difference. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next week for 10-minute reset. Thanks so much for joining, and all the best.